I'm Donovan Greaves. Got a Hokes Bluff, and I play point guard.
All right, Donnie, talk to us a little bit about the recruiting, and you know, you're going to end up going to Snead, correct? And talk to us about what led you ultimately to ending up going to Snead.
Well, it all started out really. I was going to go try out at Snead State, and I did. And they had about 63 guys in there that came in and tried out, and they had 3 spots available, is what they told us. And they told us they'd give us a call back afterwards, and they never gave me a call back. So I ended up emailing Snead State's coach, or their assistant coach, Coach Brooks, and asked if I could come in for a workout. And he said, "Yeah, sure, man, come in." And we scheduled a day, and I went in there and I just scrimmaged with their team, and I ended up having a pretty good scrimmage. And they said he told me that they gave away all their scholarships already, but they could offer me as like a preferred walk-on, and I told them that's fine with me. So yeah, that's how I ended up going there.
What was it about Snead in general that you liked the most about the school and the coaching staff?
Well, they were all pretty welcoming when I came there, and I like the facility. It's really nice around there. And they told me that they're actually one of the highest academic-based schools, like in terms of like a junior college. They're pretty high up there, and that kind of attracted me into going in there. So yeah, all that pretty much.
Going into this off season, you know, preparing to get ready to go in to next season, what's your workouts going to look like? What are you going to do to get better, to get to play at that next level?
I'm definitely going to get in the weight room a lot more, get a lot stronger, so I can be a lot more physical, because that level is really physical and a lot faster. And I'm going to do a lot of stuff to help me get stronger and faster. And I'm just going to get in the gym a lot and shoot and work on a lot of my skills in terms of getting better.
What would you say is your strongest part of your game right now? Probably
shooting the ball has always been my strongest part. And yeah, that's probably about my strongest part, is shooting the ball and handling it.
Who's someone you model your game after? Could be a college player or an NBA player.
I never really modeled my game after anybody. I just kind of played. But someone I always kind of looked up to was Larry Bird, kind of.
I like where your head's at.
Because, I mean, he, like, for the NBA, he was never very athletic compared to a lot of those guys out there. And I was never really gifted with athleticism. I always had to get by with knowing the game, and just my skill set, and just getting, basically, because I was never very athletic. So that's why I looked up to him a lot, because I could relate to him.
A great quote from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Have you ever heard that, what he said about Larry Bird?
No,
He actually said, who's the best player you ever played against? He said Larry Bird.
Really?
He said the guy, slow as death, couldn't jump 2 inches, but he said, right here, it's one of the smartest guys you'll ever meet, ever play against on the basketball court.
That's true.
In your opinion, who would you say is the greatest basketball coach of all time, and why?
Greatest basketball coach? There's a bunch of them. I mean, what first comes to my head is people like Coach K and Phil Jackson, a lot of those coaches. My favorite was Gene Valvano.
Oh, yes.
From North Carolina State.
Absolutely.
Not necessarily because like he just knew the game. It was just like I liked the type of person he was. He was always my favorite.
I think that's why the V Foundation's so huge now, is the way he treated people. But he was a spark plug. He did know the game pretty well, too. Who would you say is your biggest rival that you play against? Somebody in AAU or somebody in high school? There got to be somebody that sticks out. Somebody that gets you going when you know you're playing against them.
I never really had just a straight rival, but one dude that I remember when I was in 9th grade and I was playing AAU, and I remember Chris Lingle from Southside. He was in 7th grade playing for the Guys and Stars, and we would scrimmage them kind of, because our teams both had the same coaches. And I remember like Chris, he had a really high work ethic and he really loved the game, and we're best friends like off the court, but always on the court. Every time we played each other, we had a chip on our shoulder when we played each other. So I guess if I had to say I had a rival, I guess it could be him. But we're actually more best friends than we are rivals. But I guess.
Now, you're actually friends with a couple of guys from Southside, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
That didn't affect you guys when you won the county this year, did it?
Not at all. When you get on the court, it's business.
That's it, man. I like it. What's your favorite sport to play outside of basketball?
My whole life's always been basketball, so that's kind of hard to answer. But I guess if I had to choose, I don't know. I really don't. I really can't think of any sport, really. That's what I've always played, is basketball.
What's your favorite sport to watch outside of basketball?
I like watching football. I like watching Alabama football.
Tough answer there. Talk about your experience. You've been on varsity since 9th grade, correct?
Yes, sir.
You know, a lot of people just beg to be on the B team in 9th grade or JV, but you've been on varsity. Talk about what you've learned playing all these years, playing under Coach Noah specifically at Hokes Bluff.
It was definitely a transition, coming up and playing for Coach Noah. Because I mean, I'll be honest. At the beginning, we really didn't see eye to eye on a lot of stuff. But at the end of the day, he was my coach, and I love Coach Noah to death. And he's always been somebody that I can call and tell ask him for advice. But I guess he taught me from a technical aspect of the game, little things that I could do to help better myself, and he taught me a lot about that, and he taught me a lot of life stuff too.
To people like Ashton Gull and some of the underclassmen, some of the guys that will be playing next year, if you could go back, what's something you would say to them that you think would help, that you wish somebody that graduated ahead of you would have told you about being a leader and about taking the team to the next level?
Just come into every practice and treat every day seriously, and not saying not to joke around, because it's cool to joke around, but whenever you get out there on the court or the field or whatever you love doing, just come out there, be serious about it, and set a good example for a lot of the guys around you, and and also just have fun doing it too, though, because you can't do it forever.
That's right. Yeah, because it's brief time. It flies by. Give us your favorite memory you've had at Hokes Bluff playing basketball. Is there anything that sticks out?
I mean,
maybe it's a victory or a shot you hit or something.
There's a lot of good memories I have. As one of the, I guess from a victory standpoint, it was probably the county championship this year, because going into that, a lot of people had Southside beating us because they had killed us in that Christmas tournament, and winning that was so real, and it was fun. And then probably from one of the toughest losses that I can remember was when we played Jacksonville. That was our first area game this year, and it was Jacksonville. And coming into the year, a lot of people said, well, y'all lost Landon Johnson from the year before, so y'all are gonna, I mean, losing him was a big loss. And I didn't take it. I mean, I knew Landon was a great player. He was our best player from last year, but I didn't think, well, we got me and Hayden, all of us coming back. But I really didn't realize how important Landon was until that game. Mm-hmm. And when we lost to Jacksonville by 12, 14, something like that, we got beat. They controlled the game, and that's when that was probably one of the toughest losses I took. And I just realized how important Landon was to the team. So that's when I stepped up my work ethic a lot better, as becoming a leader and stuff. And so that was probably one of the most memorable defeats, and probably the most memorable victory was the Southside County Championship.
On that note, who is the best player you've ever had to play against on the high school level? Has anybody stuck out to you before?
My sophomore year, just off the top of my head, we played White Plains, and they had a guy named Michael McGuirk who ended up going and playing Division II ball, I think, somewhere. He was a really good player, and that's in school ball. Now, right. I played against a lot of really good players outside of school ball at the rec centers and just going to a park and stuff like that, but just a name to give you, that was probably one of the best players I ever played against.
All right, and Hayden's going to go play at Snead with you too, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What do you think the biggest strength of Hayden's game is?
Other than the fact that he's tall. Hayden's gritty. Hayden really works hard down there, and down in the low block, he made my job a whole lot easier as a player. Hayden
demanding respect, basically.
Yeah.
Some double teams.
Yeah, and a lot of guys really didn't play off of me a whole lot. They face guarded me most games a lot, but also they had to worry about Hayden too down there, because if you leave Hayden one-on-one with somebody, he's going to score on just about every time. So he made my job a whole lot easier as a player, and Hayden was definitely the most important player on our team this year.
I got you.
Because we revolved a lot of our offense around him.
Now, if you guys played one-on-one, though, who would win? That's obviously you, right?
Actually, I probably hold the record right now.
Nice.
I'm probably up on him right now, but if we played one-on-one, I don't know. It'd be really competitive, though. We'd probably end up fighting before we could even finish the game.
What about if you two guys played tennis? Who would win?
Tennis?
Yeah. I got a couple more coming. So
I'm going to go with me.
What about golf?
Golf? Both of us would end up breaking the clubs before we could even finish the game.
What if we went to the bowling alley? Who would win?
Bowling alley? Oh. I I don't know. Probably I'm gonna go with me and everything.
All right. Okay. Well, I was gonna say the last one's gonna be 2K. Who would win in that?
2K?
I probably played in 2K before.
Oh yeah. I probably play a little bit more Xbox stuff than Hayden does, so I go with me.
Okay. All right. All right. I like it. If you could go back and change anything about your career at Hokes Bluff, maybe something you didn't give enough effort, or something that you thought you could have fixed, what would that be? If you could change one thing.
If I change one thing, I really don't regret anything. I wouldn't change anything.
Like it is?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's see. Finally, what would you like to say to all your friends, family, coaching staff, and the people of Hokes Bluff that supported you over the years on this journey that you've had playing varsity? Well, let's just call it playing basketball in general for Hokes Bluff, all the way up through to you going to Snead. What would you like to say to the people?
It's definitely been a long journey, and I'm glad everyone stuck with me. And I just want to thank every single one of them, because without them, I wouldn't have been able to do what I could do and what I'm going to be able to do in the future. So I give big thanks, and I love all of them. Hokes Bluff community, they're real tight, so everybody's through thick and thin. I love them.
All right, brother. Thank you so much.